Hello and welcome back to the High Altitude Investing live stream that we do every single week. Today is the 14th of December, and it should be a really good live stream. We're going to be talking about the markets, talking about how a potential crash in the short term is coming and kind of how to navigate that. We're also going to be talking a little bit about what's going to come in the big picture, because even though I expect a crash in the short term, everybody knows that I'm bullish in the big picture, so we're going to talk about that. It's going to be a good live stream today. Super excited about today's live stream. Definitely much needed, some of the stuff we're going to be talking about today. So make sure you stay clear till the very end to maximize your knowledge, your learning, and your profit. What's up, everybody? Good to see you guys tuning in. Octahedron ENS, thank you for tuning in. Good to see you. So yeah, let's get started. Let's pull up TradingView here and get started on today's live stream. Just 1 second. Let me grab something. There we go. Cool. All right, let's get started here. So, yesterday I made a video about Dogecoin, talking a little bit about how Dogecoin looked short-term overvalued and probably needs to come back a little bit. So let's run over that really quick here at the start. So Dogecoin is kind of like the, how do I put this? So XRP and Dogecoin are both really important to watch, because if you start to see any signs of topping signals, short-term overvaluation, bearish divergence, or anything like that on Dogecoin or XRP, then you can probably expect a pullback on the rest of the altcoins, because Dogecoin and XRP showed so much strength recently, such a big breakout, that there's a lot of money in these coins, and they're definitely in the public attention, and a lot of people are looking at them and watching them. So if those coins are showing any signs of overvaluation or bearish divergence or Fibonacci extensions, any of the things that we look for short-term overvaluation, then the rest of the market, especially the rest of the altcoin market, you want to be very careful buying, because if these things pull back, everything's going to pull back. All the excitement is in these coins, all the hype, all the money has been going into not only Dogecoin and XRP, but you guys saw how much strength there was in these coins, and that strength is a clear indication of the fact that there's a lot of interest and a lot of volume and a lot of new money in these coins. And so because of that, if they pull back, they're going to pull back really hard, or they're going to affect the rest of the market, I should say, if they pull back. And they probably will pull back pretty hard because of how hard they pumped. Now, let's talk about that. So a lot of people are kind of wondering, hey, Dallin, how big, will the pullback be? Will it be a big pullback? Will it be a bear market? Will it happen at all? So we'll talk about that in just a second. Heartway Farms, what's up? Thank you for tuning in, my friend. Everybody go subscribe to Heartway Farms. He's got an awesome homesteading channel. AJ, what's up, man? Good to see you. Yeah, we can absolutely look at the AXS chart in just a minute. So yeah, So the correction. So let's go to the 2-hour time frame. Let's go back here and we'll pull up the MACD. So on the MACD, we see clear bearish divergence on Dogecoin. You can see on the 2-hour time frame, we have a big bearish divergence here. And you can see that we started to pull back here a little bit. And we're pulling back even a little bit more right now as we speak. So this bearish divergence on the 2-hour time frame has not played out yet. If this had played out, then price would have gone down a lot further than what it's pulled back. In fact, a lot of times, just like how if you have a triangle pattern and you break bullish out of that triangle, for example, the market almost always comes back down, or about 50% of the time, not almost always, I should be precise here. It's about 50% of the time the market pulls back down to the area that it broke out of and then goes up. So we'll change these from green to yellow here, so it's a little easier to see what I'm talking about. So you've got a triangle pattern. This is just an example. You have a triangle pattern and you break bullish out of that triangle. About 50% of the time you have a retest of that triangle before you break out further on the upside. And that's actually 100% true with bearish divergence and double bottom patterns and head and shoulders patterns and horizontal patterns and everything. Anytime you have a reversal signal or a continuation signal, a good percentage of the time, like 50% of the time, the market will pull back to that level before it goes up again, or it will go up to that level before it goes down again. And so just for the example of Dogecoin here, you can see that Dogecoin has bearish divergence up here, but the price hasn't fell yet, right? We're not at 25 cents. We're still at 39. So what's this right here? This whole move up to 48 cents. Well, what I believe happened here with Dogecoin is exactly what I just described with the triangle pattern. We have a clear bearish divergence. We have a clear sell signal in the short term. And because of that, the market started to sell off, but it's retesting this area of resistance before it now is starting to reject off of it. And I think it's going to go down for one more local low and then turn back around and start to break out for a new local high. So just give the market time for that bearish divergence to play out. A lot of times it's not going to happen instantly. You're going to have to wait a little while for those reversal signals to actually take place, whether it's an inverse head and shoulders or a triangle pattern or bearish divergence or whatever it is. Sometimes that pattern will retest. In fact, about 50% of the time, the market will go retest that resistance before turning around. So that's just something super important to understand, super powerful, definitely going to change your life once you understand that, because the thing is a lot of people, when they learn about these trading patterns, they think, oh, well, there's a bullish trading pattern. That must mean that the market is just going to instantly moon. And that's not the case. The way the market works is the fact that the market usually does a retest about 50% of the time. We'll retest that level that you broke out from before you go lower. Just one more example of this, and then we'll move on to some other stuff here. But yeah, as far as Dogecoin goes, I think we could pull back for another local low in the short term, taking us down to maybe 25 cents or, somewhere around there. And then we're going to come back up, start to break out again. So let me finish that Dogecoin analysis in just a second. But I wanted to show you something here with cat and a dog's world to really bring my point home. Let's move this over a little bit, which I think will happen once we get one more local low here. And okay, so let's look at cats and a dog world here, cat and a dog's world. As you can see, we have this triangle pattern, right? And look, we break bullish out of that triangle. Everybody is going to be expecting the market to just go like that and just skyrocket straight to the target of the triangle, right? Because the triangle target here for cat and a dog's world, and this goes along with what I was saying earlier with breakout retests, with the bearish divergence on Dogecoin. That's why I'm bringing this up. The target for this triangle was just over a penny. Right here is the triangle target. Okay. Now you can see what happened here is we broke bullish out of the triangle, but then the market came all the way back down and even inside of the triangle again. It came inside of it a little bit here with a wick. And then even came down right here to the apex of the triangle before it finally built up enough momentum to go reach the target of that triangle pattern. So if you see a bullish pattern, if you see a bearish pattern, give the market room to do these retests, because the market is designed to shake people out. It's designed to cause max pain scenarios. And inside of those max pain scenarios, people sell. So all of the people that are breakout traders that just buy the second they see the triangle pattern breakout, all those people have to get wrecked. So about 50% of the time, the market will pull back and wreck all those people that were trying to buy the breakout. Same is true for the other direction, right? If you invert this chart, for example, and you're looking at a topping signal, some type of bearish signal in the market, about 50% of the time when you get a bearish breakdown, like right here, the market comes back up and retests that level. It becomes resistance, and then it finally goes lower. So just understanding that part about markets helps so much. Even this whole move right here, where we break out above this resistance level right here, and this resistance level right here, is a breakout retest. The market breaks out of resistance, and then it comes back down and retests support. So and it could go lower here. It could go for one more low too, here on Cat and a Dog's World. I'm just using this coin, Cat and a Dog's World, as an example to teach you guys about these breakout retest patterns, because they are so important to understand, because it's so easy to flip bearish or to flip bullish right at the point where the market's going to turn around and do a retest and shake you out. You know, imagine how many people who were bullish on Cat and a Dog's World right here and then flipped bearish right here because it came all the way back down and came back down after that triangle pattern breakout. A lot of people would have been. And the same is true for the other direction. Like here on Dogecoin, think of how many people flipped bullish on Dogecoin when they started to see it go back up towards resistance. But the bearish divergence right here had already taken place on the 2-hour time frame. And so it was a retest of that level. What I think it was a retest of that level. So we get a bearish pattern, the bearish divergence here on Dogecoin. We start to break down, but then it goes back up and tests that resistance. How many people do you think flipped bullish right here on Doge, expecting another big breakout in the market, when really a bearish retest or a retest of resistance was happening because a bearish pattern had occurred, and it has to shake all those people out that were starting to short too soon before it really starts to go down to support, and then I think it'll go back up. So just this whole pattern, even right here, okay? Apparently today's live stream is all about breakout retests. But even in the short term, again, on Dogecoin, and I'm teaching you these things so you guys understand if the market pulls back 30%, which I think it definitely will in the short term, 20, 30%, why it's happening and why the psychology behind the market movement. So you guys can understand later and make the most money in your trading and investing, because if you understand the psychology of the market, you've won half the battle. At that point, after you understand psychology, it's really just about risk management, you know, having stop losses or position sizing, or understanding that investing in the markets is a game of risk, that you have to learn how to manage and control that risk. So over here on the right-hand side, we have Bitcoin. Over here on the left-hand side, we have Dogecoin. By the way, huge shout out to everybody tuning in. Thank you. Soon Sam, Nike, Pravik. Hopefully I said that right. Coldfire, Tech Dude, what's up, my brother? Stoic Pioneers, how's it going? Will the Santa Claus rally be a thing this year? I think it will. Yeah, I just think that we're going to have a really quick pullback here. But by Christmas, I wouldn't be surprised to see us starting to recover again by Christmas. But if it doesn't happen, we're going to get a pump either way. You know, in the big picture, these markets are going to go a lot higher. So if we don't get a Santa Claus pump, don't be sad. We might get a Santa Claus by the dip, right? That would be the way I'd look at it. Tech Dude. I understand, give the market room to play out. Theta or Doge, which one is better to hold? Honestly, it's a really tough question. Theta has a smaller market cap, so it would technically be easier if there's a lot of excitement and hype and a catalyst for Theta to do a bigger percentage gain. But Dogecoin has so much money behind it, so much volume, so much like community, people that are obsessed with it, that it would not surprise me at all to see like Dogecoin do. I mean, if it pulls back right here, if Dogecoin pulls back to 25 cents, it could do another 30x from 25 cents out. It could go to $5 or whatever, you know. It could go pretty dang high before it tops out. So just understand that they're both really good investments. I'm not going to tell you which one to hold more of, but they're both phenomenally good investments and basically guaranteed this cycle. AJ, that is a good question. I have no idea why I'm not wearing a Santa hat. I should probably get one. It would be really cool. Maybe next week. What day is next week? Next week is the 21st. Yeah, maybe next week I'll wear a Santa hat if I can find one soon enough. No promises though, because I don't want to say that and then just, you know, not do it. So it's easier not to commit, right? So, all right, cool. So we have Bitcoin over here on the right, Dogecoin over here on the left. This entire move right here on Bitcoin, back to the breakout retest thing, and I know you guys have probably are like, come on, Dallin, you've been talking about this the whole stream. But it's seriously so important to understand this, and if you understand this one thing about markets, you're going to do a lot better. You're going to be able to make more money, essentially. So here on Bitcoin over here on the right and Doge over here on the left, you can see the same fractal of human emotion, same market structure, same market cycle, everything. Now right here, when Bitcoin was building up its uptrend and building strength and momentum, you can see that Bitcoin broke bullish right here. And then it pulled back down and retested support. So this right here is a breakout retest before it went higher. Then it breaks out again right here, right? Here's resistance. It breaks out again, Bitcoin does. And then look, it retests that support level before going higher. Then look, it breaks out again up above this resistance level. And now it comes back down and retests that level of support before it breaks out again. And then retests this level of support. So just, you guys, just understand the market has to come back a good portion of the time, like up to 50% of the time, when it breaks a resistance level. Like when you're at resistance, which we are right now on Dogecoin, and you broke through a resistance level, it's fairly likely you're going to have a retest of support. See, here's resistance right here. Here's the same resistance level on Bitcoin. You can see when Bitcoin broke out of that second breakout as it's starting its uptrend, it had to come back down and retest support right here. Now, I'm not saying it absolutely has to happen, but I'm just saying that the probability is extremely high of us retesting support. So I'm short. I have a short position open on XRP. I have a short position open on Bitcoin right now because of this exact reason, because we're at local resistance. It's likely we pull back down to support. If I'm wrong, I take a stop, I get stopped out. If I'm right, I make a lot of money. And you can buy the dip when this happens. If the market pulls back, you can buy the dip on major support. So really, this is the way to do things. And it's very probable we pull back here. Support and resistance, breakout, retests. This is basic stuff, but most people, they don't use it. And if they do use it, they don't take enough time to simplify it and use it in the way it's supposed to be used, which is extremely simple. It's not that hard to use these basic tools, but just understanding this is huge. It's huge. So if the market pulls back down here 20 or 30%, don't panic sell the dip. If you're going to sell, take some profits right now and then buy back. But don't panic sell the dip, because right here is going to be the best buying opportunity crypto will provide before a new all-time high. It'll be the last insanely good buying opportunity. And that's not to say we can't have another 30% correction along the way up before we break this all-time high level, like how Bitcoin had 2 more 30% corrections along the way up right here as it broke out through that resistance level. But it does mean that right here, if this pullback occurs, it'll be the best buying opportunity you're going to get before a new all-time high. Even if a couple more pullbacks happen, they will not be as good of risk to reward ratio or as cheap as buying it here. I think this is very likely to happen, and it's going to be very profitable and lucrative for the people that are willing to buy the dip or even take a portion of profits on their favorite holds right now. A Santa fedora. I've never seen a Santa fedora in my life, but might be cool. I guess I could put a Santa hat on top of my fedora, like right here, and have it lean over. Might be fun, right? Oh, goodness. And by the way, I know I don't want to come here and make everybody hate me because I'm bearish. You guys, I'm bullish in the big picture, okay? I just think a healthy correction is very, very probable here. Okay. Let's do AXS because AJ requested that 10 minutes ago. So you guys had to get your lesson on breakout retests. Breakout retest is so powerful. So this is surprisingly the same fractal as Solana. I mean, if you look at this thing on AXS and then you look at Solana, well, first of all, this is what a market cycle looks like. Okay, we'll put one back, only one on the screen. This is what a market cycle looks like. So just very first of all, take a mental snapshot of this, because this is one of the most important patterns you're ever going to learn. Ever. Sounds too good to be true, but really these big picture cycles are probably the most important thing you could learn. If you're on the 4-day or the 1-day or the 1 week or any time frame that actually gives you multiple years worth of data, and you see a big picture market cycle, it's going to be one of the most important things to learn how to identify and play that you ever learn, ever, about crypto. Because crypto, every market is a market cycle or has the market cycle nature to it, but crypto especially is extremely market cycle oriented. Like, these cycles on the bigger picture are extremely apparent, extremely powerful, and extremely profitable. So definitely keep your eyes on those big picture market cycles, because they're very important to understand. So technically, the way the market cycle works is the point of maximum financial opportunity is times like this. It doesn't mean every market cycle that you buy is going to break out and take off. Sometimes you'll buy something that looks like this and it might go like this. And you're just holding and holding, and you're like, man, like, I wish I would have put my money in that random meme coin that everybody's excited about, you know? So it's not like every time you buy the bottom of a market cycle, you're just going to get rich. But if you find a good setup and you find a good market cycle and it's near the bottom of that cycle, in other words, it's retraced significantly from its peak, that is the point of maximum financial opportunity. That is the point where you want to be buying, is down there. Everybody else is scared, everybody else is freaking out, everybody else thinks it's dead, and you're buying. Right? That's what you want to do. Now, in the very short term, if Dogecoin pulls back, this thing could pull back, down to $4, or even make a new local low down to $2. It's worth $7 right now. So you got to give the market a lot of room, and accumulation is the best thing to do, because you don't know the exact price it's going to bottom at. So once it gets really undervalued, once it retraces significantly, then you just want to start accumulating, steady accumulation, so you get a good average entry on the bottom. That's why it's nice to have cash in your portfolio. Like, let's say you've got, you've got 20% in cash. As the market's dropping down, you can just keep deploying 1%, 2%, 0.25%, 1%, 1% over a long period of time and get a really good average entry. And as long as you have like 5 or 10 coins that you're buying undervalued in these big picture cycles, few of them are going to take off. 3, maybe 4 of them are going to take off out of those 5. And they're going to do like 25 times or 30 times in value. And then you're going to make a whole bunch of money on those coins. All you did was average your entry in on a big picture market cycle. That's all you did. And you're just making money. So understanding those big picture cycles is important. Now, I wanted to show you how this is the Solana fractal, but it hasn't taken off yet. Okay, so we'll pull up Solana. And what it probably means is just that it doesn't mean it's not going to break out. It just means that it hasn't yet. These things get cycled through like musical chairs. And so you'll get a bullish pattern on one and a bullish pattern on another, and one of them will break out and start to take off, and the other one will wait, but then it will later. So it's like musical chairs. And that's kind of what I see here with AXS. It is the exact same fractal as Solana. This is what a big picture market cycle looks like. If you go back and watch my videos in 2022, I make a video about Solana at the exact bottom, telling you guys that a big picture market cycle took place and that price was going to go nuts after that. That was probably the bottom right here. That's what happened on Solana. I think the same thing probably will happen here with AXS. It just hasn't yet. Again, think of musical chairs. You're going to get a big pump in one coin, and then people are going to start buying the other one that's undervalued, that has not pumped yet. So you get this kind of musical chairs thing. So I could see a big reversal here. Don't be surprised if it pulled back a little bit more in the short term. But at some point, I think it could do what Solana did here and start to turn around as a result of this big picture market cycle. So hopefully that gives you some insight, AJ, on AXS. Okay, let's see here. One more big pump, suck in more noob money, create FOMO, then 50% haircut to freak everyone out. Yeah, so I mean, I guess I could see that, but I'm definitely leaning more towards a 50 or 30% retrace right now. A lot of new money came into the market on this breakout. A lot of people are excited about crypto. I think one more pullback in the short term is more probable, and then we start to take off again. I think a lot of that new money needs to be shaken out right now. Chris. Let's see here. Henlo, what's up? Good to see you. Fun Kids, thank you for tuning in to my live stream today. Please do a comparison of XRP crash also. How much do you think XRP can pull back? Asks Wake Up. Yeah, so yeah, let's talk about that. So some people are perma-bearish, like there's always going to be some guy out there that's perma-bearish that just thinks the market's going to go to zero, that's just like super bearish all the time. I'm not like that. If anything, I have a tendency more to lean the other direction just because of how bullish crypto is, to think more in terms of bullishness. But if you look right here on XRP, let's talk about the retracement. So the first thing that you can see here with XRP is the fact that price went very, very vertical in the short term. Price went from being worth about 50 cents all the way up to $2.88. So this is a huge vertical move. Now we did pull back a little bit, right? If we grab our fib tool and go from the bottom up to the peak, you can see we came back down to the 382, but this is likely a complete impulse wave. And so because of that, the 382 isn't really deep enough. The 618 is a lot more probable here for XRP, is to go down to the 618. So because of that, I think what we're going to have happen here with XRP is a pullback to the 618 level. I'll show some evidence of this real quick here. And I shared this with my VIPs last night. Shout out to my VIP members, especially all the new VIP members that just recently joined. Thank you for joining the team. We're excited to have you on board. So yeah, check this out right here. You can see over here on the left, and you can see over here on the right. So we have Pepe over here on the right and XRP over here on the left. Now, if you guys don't know, this was the summer correction, okay, on Pepe. I started shorting Pepe right here at the top, made a whole bunch of money on the first swing back, started shorting again right here. No, I made a whole bunch of money on this swing right here, started shorting again, made a bunch of money right here. Then I went long, had a bit of a loss right here. Or no. Let me restart that. My bad. I went short right here, took profits again right here, Went short again right here, took profits again down here, went short again, or no, I went long right here, got stopped out, went long again and got stopped out. However, during this period right here, I was able to make a whole bunch of money shorting Pepe because of the short-term overvaluation on Pepe. So I was able to short the market, make a bunch of money. There was this whole summer correction. So this is what it looks like when the market is overvalued. Do you see this kind of parabolic run right here at the very top of the market where price just goes very vertical and very parabolic very quickly? That was a strong signal that the market was topping out. So that's why I started to go short up here and played the market here on XRP and actually made a whole bunch of money, even though I got stopped out twice and actually ended up leaving some of my position in when it came down for this other low right here and had a bit of a loss. But overall, I made a whole bunch of money through this whole period. That's the thing about trading, swing trading. You're going to get stopped out sometimes. You're going to have losses sometimes. But if you're sticking to your rules, you're going to overall make a lot of money. So that's just part of the game when you're swing trading. So you can see that I went short up here on Pepe before the crash. Now, what we're seeing right now with XRP is the exact same market structure as Pepe. This parabolic run right here, this big vertical push where people are getting really excited and really thinking we're going to go straight to the moon, is very similar to this vertical push right here on Pepe. And so I think what could happen here with XRP is one more big swing low like this. Just like what happened right here, where there was a false bottom right here on Pepe, false bottom. And then all of a sudden, boom, one more big violent swing down in the market. So you get one more big violent swing down. That's what I think could happen here with XRP. So how low could it go? Well, I think the 618, 50% Fibo, somewhere around there is pretty probable here for XRP. So definitely a new local low. And that's going to scare a lot of people. That's going to cause a lot of pain in the market. A lot of people will panic sell right before a big upward move. But really, you shouldn't panic sell. If anything, you should take your profits right now and buy the dip, right? If you're going to do anything at all. So that's my view on XRP in the short term. As you guys know, in the big picture, I think XRP is going to go really nuts. I think it's going to really do a lot of vertical movement and just really go crazy. So I'm not perma bearish, you guys. I just see short-term overvaluation. I think we could pull back for a healthy correction. Don't be afraid if it happens. Be smart, basically. Just be smart, you know. A lot of times those corrections have usually one more swing down than you're expecting. So if you see this dip in the market and you're thinking, oh, well, this dip in the market looks like it's over, time to buy the dip, there's usually one more big flush down. Now, if everybody else thinks that there's one more big flush coming, then it's probably the bottom, as a rule of thumb. You have no idea how many times I've seen historically where everybody flips bearish and they're all expecting one more big low. That's usually the bottom. But if most people are still kind of bullish and the correction hasn't really had a deep kind of capitulation event inside of the correction yet, then you should probably lean towards another crash happening because the corrections are usually bigger than you first expect. So you can see here's a really good example of a bull flag pattern on Microsoft. That's what I think this will do for XRP. I think that what we're going to have here is one more swing lower, and it will kind of create a perfect market structure for a big bull flag if we do this. So we'll get a big bullish flag, just exactly like what happened to Microsoft over here along its uptrend. These bull flag patterns are something you're going to see happen a lot in crypto. Now that we're headed into such a big uptrend in the big picture, you're going to see these patterns a lot. So you're going to get a lot of times throughout this bull market where the price is short-term overvalued and it makes 2 or 3 pullbacks and creates kind of a flag structure, like what happened here with Microsoft right here. So just understand that those flags are going to happen along the way up, and they could have one more flush lower than what you want them to. So don't panic sell the bottom, and don't be afraid to take profits at resistance up here and buy the dip. And one more thing here to show you about this whole thing. So today we've learned a lot about breakout retests, but we've also learned a lot about some of the structure the market makes as it's headed into these bull markets, as these uptrends are forming. Because if you study the market movement, you're going to learn a lot about markets and the way they work. I mean, just the Dow Jones right here, for example. If we look at the Dow Jones, look how many corrections the market had along the way up. Some of these corrections were pretty scary for people too. I mean, look at this, right? Like, look what happened right here. The market made a flag pattern right here. Everybody would have been really bullish as we broke out of the flag, and then boom, one more big spook, right? So just go study these uptrends. Go study the way the market looks. I mean, look right here on the Dow Jones. Look, this looked like a perfect bull flag, like everybody's getting all excited. The market breaks out and then says, screw you. So just understand the market can do that, right? In these uptrends, you're going to have these consolidation patterns along the way up where the market is preparing to go higher. And inside of those consolidation patterns, you're going to get pullbacks. You're going to get dips that, a lot of people aren't expecting. You're going to get stuff like this before it goes higher. So just study these uptrends and understand the way the market moves. Super helpful. Let's see. Shadow Sun. What happens to altcoin season if Bitcoin crashes? Well, usually what happens is actually there's a point in the cycle where you flip from a Bitcoin for favoring holding Bitcoin as a majority to favoring holding altcoins as a majority. At that exact point is where the Bitcoin dominance flips. So if you go to Bitcoin dominance and you look at the Bitcoin dominance chart and we zoom out a little bit here, you can see Bitcoin dominance looks like it's in a short-term bottom, at least in the very short term. So what I think could happen here is we could get a bigger pullback on altcoins and Bitcoin right now. Bitcoin dominance increases just a little bit here in the short term, maybe even to a new local high, one more high like we did right here, where it just slightly went above this level right here. We could go up for a new local high and then really start to turn around and pull back here on Bitcoin dominance. So we're going to get an altcoin season no matter what, but it's a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, right? We don't know if the markets do pull back, like I think they will, like a 20 or 30% pullback in the short term. I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Bitcoin dominance come back up to resistance or even one more local high right here before topping out and crashing. But it is true that every single cycle altcoin season happens, there is a point where Bitcoin is no longer favorable to hold the majority and altcoins do better. Let me drink some water real quick. It's a good day to be alive, you guys. It's a good day to be alive. So yeah, we definitely, as far as altcoin season goes, we're absolutely gonna get an altcoin season. We're definitely gonna get an altcoin season. It's only a matter of when. It's just when is it gonna happen? But it definitely is gonna happen. Happens every cycle, and it will happen this cycle. So we could do one more swing up here with market cap or Bitcoin dominance, I mean, and then start to pull back a little bit here after that. Something maybe kind of like this, right? Like we had last cycle. Just because of the pullback most of the time during a correction in the market, Bitcoin has a tendency to retain value better. And so if we do get a 20 or 30% pullback, I think this is the most likely scenario for Bitcoin dominance. Something like this, like a repeat of right here, kind of a thing. So hopefully that answers your question about altcoin season. Okay, let's see here. Do you cover your XRP short? Yeah, I talked about it. I talked about the 618 level, kind of where I think XRP is going to go. Obviously, I didn't give the exact numbers of my short because that is a VIP signal, all the exact numbers and everything, like the stop loss and the take profit level. But I did talk a little bit about XRP being in this flag structure. A pullback down to the bottom of the flag is pretty likely, and we have had this huge parabolic run right here. So to have a bit of a correction and a pullback down to support is very, very likely here with XRP. So I think we could pull back down to the 50% or even lower for XRP. But we're going to go a lot higher in the big picture. It's just a healthy correction along the way. Don't be afraid to buy the dip. A lot of people are going to panic sell. A lot of people won't take profit up here. They'll try to hold on or go long. Don't be afraid to take profit and don't be afraid to buy the dip. A lot of people will be afraid to buy the dip. Don't be like that because it's going to be one of the best buying opportunities that we see in crypto before new all-time highs on a lot of stuff. So, cool. Bitcoin is overvalued in the short term. Yeah, I agree with you. I think in the short term, Bitcoin definitely can pull back here. We're starting to reject a little bit. Things don't look good up here. Don't listen to people if they're telling you that this is just the most bullish thing ever. I mean, this is not the most bullish thing ever. Like in the big picture, yeah, it is the most bullish thing ever. But right now, it is not the most bullish thing ever. Right now, it is very short-term overvalued. You can see we have a lot of bearish divergence here on the 2-hour time frame. A lot of bearish divergence on Bitcoin. A pullback here is highly probable that we pull back in the short term for Bitcoin down to potentially like 80K before we break out again. So, and you know, even the Elliott wave structure here on the daily time frame for Bitcoin, I mean, look how far we went up. Like if you guys got here late to the stream, then you don't know how much we were talking about breakout retests, but we just broke bullish out of this market like crazy. It's easy for the market to do a retest. Wherever you break out of a big resistance level like we did right here, the market's most of the time going to pull back in the short term and then pick up more momentum and speed and then go higher again. Like 50% of the time it's going to happen. And you can even see from an Elliott wave perspective here, at least on this subwave starting right here, we have a subwave count for wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. So we have the subwaves for an ABC correction here on Bitcoin. that could pull us back down to 80K. So I agree with you. I think we are short-term overvalued. Now, it could be a good time to sell half and buy back, just exactly like what you're saying here. That's what I've done in the past, like during the summer correction. And, you know, it's good to take profits up here. I did take quite a bit of profits into USDT. I've got a short position open. I'm excited to buy the dip, basically, when this happens. So, and if you're wrong, you can buy back. Who cares? It's not like that crazy, you guys. Your risk is pretty low. The risk to reward definitely favors selling. Like if you're selling the market right now, the risk to reward ratio favors sellers way better than it favors buyers. That's just, short selling has a way better risk to reward right now. We're at resistance, we're overextended, all your stop losses can be tight. It's better. Let's see here. XRP can't get an ETF, so don't hold your breath. You know, I don't trade based on fundamentals or news. You have no idea how many people were just stupid bearish on XRP. Oops. There we go. You have no idea how many people were just stupid bearish on XRP all through this whole period right here where XRP was undervalued, where it was just going sideways. But as you guys know, I had been making bullish videos for years, telling you guys XRP was in a massive accumulation and it was only a matter of time before it breaks out. And then it went straight vertical. So, you know, for the people that want to be a hater of XRP, cool. You can go hate XRP all you want. Go hate XLM. Go hate whatever coin you want to hate. But if it's a good buy opportunity, I'm going to buy it personally. And I don't care what fundamental perspective anybody has. If there's an opportunity in the charts to make a bunch of money, I'm going to buy it. And I don't care about ETFs or anything. So, let's see. Smash the likes. I mean, sure, yeah, that'd be awesome, Farmer Sam Forrest. Thank you for telling everybody to smash the like button. Let's see. Isn't that a potential head and shoulders on Bitcoin? Let's go look. I hadn't been looking for that. Let's see here. Maybe on the 2-hour time frame here. It does kind of have a head and shoulders vibe to it, in a way. You've got like a bit of a left shoulder right here and a head and a bit of a right shoulder. It's not a perfect one. It's not textbook like this, where you get like a perfect head and shoulders. I'm definitely bearish right now. So if this plays out, then it would be kind of a head and shoulder structure up here in the short term for Bitcoin. Again, my personal target, you guys have seen me post about it on my YouTube channel, on my short that I made the other day. 80K. I think Bitcoin could pull back to 80K. I think it could be going back up again by Christmas. Here is Christmas right here. This would be Christmas right here. So I think it could be pulling back to 80K and start going back up again by Christmas. Loving your work, follower since 2017 and 2018. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Long-time follower. What about Velo? It's on fire here at 27 cents. Yeah, let's look. You mean $2 or 26 cents? Yeah, Velo is breaking out nicely. I've been making videos about this whole time. I made a lot of videos right here talking about how bullish Velo was. We started to break out here as planned. So what I think could happen here for Velo, because it's likely we get a 20 or 30% pullback on the rest of the market, don't be afraid if Velo pulls back one more time to like 17 cents and then breaks out again like that. It's going to be hard to keep anything going up if Dogecoin and XRP and Bitcoin all start pulling back. there's just so much market cap in those. You can think of it as like gripping onto the other coins. So as those coins start to fall, like Bitcoin and Dogecoin, they're kind of grabbing those other coins and carrying them down with them. And so I think we could get a pullback here for Velo in the short term, but I think overall in the big picture, we're going to head up for a lot more upside, and we're going to go a lot higher. This is the kind of structure that happens in an early uptrend. You have to build higher highs and higher lows, and sometimes that's kind of slow at the start, and then all of a sudden it's really fast and goes crazy. So let the market kind of build up and do its thing. I'm trying to think what a really good example of this would be. Let's see here. Maybe WIF is a good example of this. I think it might be. Dog with hat. Coin. Liquidity, market cap. Where's the original? Here we go. Here's the original dog with hat. So let's see here. Yeah, here we go. This is kind of what I'm talking about. It's a pretty good example. So you see here early on in the uptrend, before that uptrend went into full force and really started to take off here with dog with hat. So here's Velo right here, and here is dog with hat. You can see the market has to make these higher high, higher low patterns. And sometimes it's kind of moving like this. And then all of a sudden, it just breaks out and all that momentum takes off all at once, and it goes straight vertical like it did here with dog with hat. And so early on in these uptrends, you have to give the market time to build momentum and strength, to actually establish its uptrend, to make higher highs and higher lows. And sometimes that can look like this, where it comes all the way back down even, and then breaks out in moons. This would be like a classic wave 1 and wave 2 structure in preparation for a big picture wave 3 breakout. And then other times it's more like dog with hat here, where there's even like more choppiness to it. And then it goes up and goes crazy for wave 3, right? Here with Velo, it's a lot more like 2015 Bitcoin, where Bitcoin in 2015 was bottoming out and starting its uptrend, and it formed this perfect fractal that I use all the time to this day because it's one of the most useful things ever to understand the way the market builds momentum and builds structure and builds its uptrends. You can see here, right here, look at that. This is the same thing that I'm talking about here. Velo on the left, Bitcoin on the right. When you're building an uptrend, there's going to be choppiness. There's going to be breakouts and pullbacks and shakeouts and liquidations and just everything, because it's building momentum to break out into a bull market. And in order to do that, there's going to be pumps and dumps and shakeouts. And that's why it's so important, if you're going to be a swing trader, use stop losses. Once you're in profit, you can set a break-even stop loss. If you're wrong, you don't even lose money. You can sleep peacefully at night. But use stop losses when you're swing trading these markets, because otherwise you're going to lose a lot of money, because there's a bunch of choppiness. And if you're leverage trading, you're going to get liquidated on these choppy moves. But if you have a stop loss, you're good. You just have to have stop loss and set it break even. And if you're not leverage trading, if you're not swing trading, and you're just accumulating and investing long term, give the market plenty of room to chop all around, to go up and down and get you excited and then fearful, to experience all of those emotions, because it's going to happen as you're building momentum in your uptrend. It's going to throw you around. It's going to feel like it's going really high and really low and just scare you. So for your investing and your spot trading, outside of your swing trading, Just make sure that you guys are willing to hold and accumulate and buy dips, because there's going to be a lot of choppiness. There's going to be a lot of dips and pullbacks and pumps and just all of the above. So, yeah. Cool. Came in late. Did you do Telcoin? No, I haven't done Telcoin yet, but I really should do Telcoin right now for you guys. So let's do some Telcoin analysis. I love Telcoin, by the way. Telcoin is such a good setup. So good. So, okay. You can see here in the big picture, we have a huge market cycle. We are undervalued. We are at the bottom of this cycle. So we're at that point of the cycle that I was talking about earlier in the stream, where at the top of the cycle, you have maximum risk, and at the bottom of the cycle, you have maximum financial reward. Seems simple, seems self-explanatory, but you have no idea how many people forget this at the bottom of a cycle. Like right here on Telcoin. They think, oh man, that thing is dead. So they don't buy it. But they forget that the bottom of a market cycle is the point of financial maximum opportunity. And at the top of the market cycle is maximum financial risk. Telcoin is at that point of the cycle where it's maximum financial opportunity. That's where we're at on Telcoin right now. Now, in the short term, because of Dogecoin being overvalued, because of Bitcoin being short-term overvalued, we could get a bit of a pullback in the short term. Don't be surprised if we pull back 10, 20%, even 30% in the short term. Just keep accumulating, because in the big picture, we're right here. We're at the bottom of a big picture cycle, and we're really ready for a big picture move. So I think we will get a big turnaround here. We will get a lot more upside, and we will get a nice vertical breakout. But in the short term, we could pull back. We did just have a huge green candle. Don't be afraid if it pulls back. Don't panic sell. Just if you're really invested into this thing in the big picture, what you could do is just keep buying the dip. You know, that's what I'd do. So, bro, the bull run is almost over in March. All right, so, you know, we can have different views and still be friends, right? Oh, man. Caspa. Yeah, I'd actually would love to do Caspa. Caspa. Good old Caspa. So, oh baby. This is such a bullish chart, you guys. You have no idea how bullish this thing is. So now in the short term, you know, we can pull back, and let me show you what I think could happen here. So let's see, it's called ExxonMobil. Here we go. Pull up ExxonMobil. We'll do the 1 month time frame here. There we go. So what I think Caspa is doing right now, you guys, is this. So here's ExxonMobil over here on the right, and here is Caspa over here on the left. So what I think is going to happen here with Caspa, so this is a classic wave 1, wave 2 structure at the beginning of an uptrend. So you can see here with ExxonMobil, if we zoom out here in the bigger time frame for ExxonMobil, you can see this is a huge uptrend, a multi-year uptrend here for ExxonMobil. And you can see this is wave 1 and wave 2. So the beginning of every uptrend, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Elliott wave impulse, right? So you have 5 waves up, then you get an ABC correction. After that, you get an ABC correction. So wave 1 and wave 2 is early on in the uptrend, before wave 3 happens, and before wave 4 happens, and before wave 5 happens. So here with ExxonMobil, we just did wave 1 and wave 2 in the big picture. So you can look at ExxonMobil, and you can see that this oil company has oil and gas has done wave 1 and wave 2. So this still has wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5 before it tops out. This is part of the reason why there's just so much opportunity in the world right now to be a financial, like to be in the industry of finance, like whether you're a trader or you're, whatever you are, the financial industry is one of the most profitable. It's one of the fastest growing industries. It is literally one of the best industries to be in the entire world, like on the face of planet Earth. And so because of that, there's just so much opportunity in the markets, like ExxonMobil in the big picture, crypto, like all these different things. There's so much opportunity. So ExxonMobil just did wave 1 and wave 2. This chart is super bullish, ExxonMobil. It could do like that in the short term, but overall this thing is super bullish. I think we're going to see a big parabolic run before it tops out. Now, here on Caspa to me, again, I'm expecting a 20 to 30% pullback in the markets. Dogecoin could pull back 20 or 30%. XRP certainly looks like it's going to pull back. Bitcoin certainly looks like it's going to pull back. So everything in the short term looks like it's going to pull back for one more low. So I think what could happen here with Caspa is one more pullback here to a new local low, really shake a lot of people out, scare a lot of people, and for the dip buyers, you're going to get rich because this is wave 1 and wave 2 in the big picture here for Caspa, and it's got a lot more upside coming in the big picture. But I definitely do see a bit of a wave 1 and 2 structure in this market, and it wouldn't surprise me at all to see a new local low right here and for us to come back down to support and make that wave 2, just like what we see here with ExxonMobil over here on the right. That's just the nature of uptrends. You have wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, and wave 5. You're always going to have these pullbacks along the way up, and wave 1 and wave 2 is going to shake a lot of people out before wave 3 because of how big wave 3 really is. Wave 3 is super big and super profitable. So that could easily happen here with Caspa. I think it's going to be a really good buy the dip. And overall, I'm bullish, really bullish on Caspa in the big picture. I'm late to the party. Dang it, Steven. Thanks for tuning in either way, though. Man, thank you for... Oh, am I late to the party? Yes, you are. We're an hour and 8 minutes in. So yeah, you're a little late to the party. Doge and XRP are leading indicators. I believe that is the term you were looking for at the beginning of your videos. Yeah, so yeah, XRP and Dogecoin, yeah, that is actually what I was kind of basically alluding to, is that XRP and Dogecoin are going to be indicators for the rest of the market. There's a whole bunch of excitement. There's a whole bunch of new money in these coins. They have a big degree of market cap. So just like how if Bitcoin crashes, then the rest of the market crashes, if XRP and Dogecoin crash, then there's pretty much no way that your altcoins are going to be bullish. Like, as much as I want to sit here and be like, oh, your altcoins are going to move and moon, and but if Bitcoin's going to pull back in the short term to potentially 80K, if Dogecoin's going to pull back, if XRP is going to potentially pull back in the short term, then your other altcoins are not going to do good. I mean, maybe Wrapped Dog. Wrapped Dog actually has a tendency to pump. For some reason, Wrapped Dog pumps when everything else pulls back, like really hard. So Wrapped Dog could pump. I could see that. It's really low. In fact, Wrapped Dog is like right here. It's like right here on its chart. It's like a perfect buy. Like one of the best buying opportunities in the whole market right now is Wrapped Dog. But as far as all of your other altcoins go, as far as the majority of your altcoins, they're going to pull back. And, Bitcoin right now looks like it's ready for a pullback. But also if we compare Dogecoin to the Bitcoin fractal, which is half the reason that we knew Dogecoin was going to break out this whole time anyways, was because of this exact fractal that I'm showing you, then a 20 to 30% pullback on Dogecoin is totally normal and totally expected. We just had a huge vertical breakout, you guys. We're at resistance. A 20 to 30% pullback is totally normal, totally expected here for Dogecoin. So yeah, that is what I'm saying. Dogecoin and XRP are leaders. They're going to grab the other coins and pull them down with them. Let's see here. Can you look at ETC? So yeah, thank you, Salman Al Farsi. I appreciate you mentioning that, because that is exactly what the exact term I was looking for, was leading indicators. How far can Link go in the bull market? Woo! How far can Link go? Well, first of all, let me show you the wrapped dog chart real quick, because I was just talking about that, how it's a really good entry, and I want to show you guys what I mean. Okay, I think if there's a coin that could pump during this 20-30% pullback, I think it's going to be wrapped dog. So that'd be what I have to say about that. So look at this. Here's Bitcoin on the right, and here's wrapped dog on the left, and here is their market cycles. Here's the ABC correction. Buying wrapped dog right now. If you guys missed buying Dogecoin at 6 cents, if you guys missed buying Dogecoin at 6 cents, buying wrapped dog right now is exactly like buying Dogecoin at 6 cents. When Dogecoin was worth 6 cents before it broke out and started to go crazy. So is there a coin I think that you could buy right now when everything else pulls back? Yeah, it's wrapped dog. It has a tendency to pump when the rest of the market pulls back. It's at a perfect ABC correction. It's a really good opportunity. It doesn't have to. It could pull back too. But either way, in the short term, or either way in the big picture, it's super undervalued. And it looks a lot like right here on Bitcoin. So I really think this is a good entry down here on wrapped dog before a big breakout. And here's a Dogecoin chart. And I promise we'll talk about Chainlink. Then I probably better call it a day. I don't want to overdo myself here. So here is Dogecoin. Here's wrapped dog on the left. And just to kind of bring this point home a little bit, you can see the ABC correction on wrapped dog, and you can see the ABC correction on Dogecoin. Now, Dogecoin had a really wide accumulation because of the bull market happening in crypto in the big picture. I think it'll be more like the Bitcoin fractal, where Bitcoin just kind of started to take off right here and didn't really do a whole lot of sideways accumulation. Either way, though, wrapped dog is a super good entry down here. Okay, cool. Let's talk about Chainlink. Oh, man. So let's pull up Chainlink. We'll pull up just Chainlink isolated, actually, on its own. So how do you find targets for Chainlink? The same way you find targets for every single other coin in the whole market. You go like this. You go to the 15-day or the 10-day or the 2-week or the 1 month or whatever. You zoom clear out. You find the big picture market cycle. And then you draw your Fibonacci extensions. And these are the areas where the market can stop at. Nobody knows which one it's going to stop at. Nobody knows exactly where it will stop at, but you know that these higher extensions give you an area where the market's going to go. So what do? Since you don't know the exact top and you don't know where it's going to go, but you have a general idea of where it could go based on these Fibonacci relationships, because honestly, crypto extends clear out to these higher extensions in every cycle that it ever does, that you just scale out. You don't know exactly which one it's going to stop at. So if you have, say you have $1,000, let's say, just for example, let's say you have $1,000 in Chainlink, you set sell orders, $50 here, $50 here, $50 here, $50 here, and you scale out it into the pump because you don't know exactly where it's going to stop. Nobody does. But you know it's going to go to these higher extensions, and you can set your targets based on these extensions. You can have like a super moon extension, like a crazy moon bag, where if it just goes crazy, it goes all the way up there. And if it doesn't reach it, you take profits when you see a clear lower high in the market. And you take your profits and you run. Maybe keeping 5 or 10% or 25% in if you have enough money on the house as a moon bag in case it goes higher. But you just scale out into the pump. Nobody knows where the top is. Don't try to call the top of the whole market. You can see short-term corrections. You can evaluate if the market's overvalued in the short term, take profits and stuff, but nobody knows the exact price point where it's going to top out at. So you scale out into these pumps. That's what you want to do. Again, it could go to the 9618. Nobody knows. It could hit $500 before it tops out. You know, it could go to 300 and then top out. I'll show you what happened to Ethereum, though. Or actually, I'll show you what happened to Bitcoin. It's an even more clear example of this. Then we're going to call it a day, okay? But the Fibonacci extension tool over here on the left, trend-based fib extension. All you got to do is measure from the bottom of the cycle to the top of the cycle and back down again in the big picture, and it's going to give you these fib extensions. And you're going to want to double click on the fib extension tool and add a whole bunch of them, like the 7.618, the 13.618, 17.618. You just click on one of these empty boxes and type in 11.618 or 13.618, and you just add all of these extensions. And then those are the levels that you want to look for when the market's overvalued. It's going to go to those levels. And here is what I mean by that. Let's go over to Bitcoin. Again, in the short term, I think Chainlink could pull back in the short term. But just to teach you guys about the way the markets work and the way these cycles work, this is what you do to find your targets. This is a 2017-like bull run that we're headed into for crypto. That's what it is. It's a 2017-like bull run. So if you want to know your targets, then look at what happened in 2017. Look, Bitcoin went all the way. Bitcoin technically extended to almost the 17,618. In fact, if we go right here and we add the 16,618, I believe that will be the exact price that it topped out at. Yeah, Bitcoin topped out at the 16,618 at about $20,000 per coin. From the bottom of the market cycle, right here. So here's the market cycle, right here. From the bottom of the market cycle to the top and back down again with the fib extension tool. So from the bottom to the top and back down again, that gives you these extensions. And you scale out into those extensions. And that's how you're going to determine roughly where the market could top out. And you don't know exactly what extension, but you know that as it starts to go up towards these extensions, the market's getting extremely overextended. Because these extensions go clear out, up way high, past the old all-time high of the old cycle. So all of this is overextended. And you can see the market had to pull back after it got overextended. So, let's say it only goes to the 9,618 or the 11,618 on Chainlink. if it only, like if it's a 2017 like bull run, like it looks like it's setting up for here, and we break these old all-time highs and go nuts, again, I'm bearish in the short term, you guys, so don't FOMO buy because I'm showing you this. You know, I think we could pull back 20 or 30% in the short term, but in the big picture, this is what I honestly think is coming for crypto, is a huge parabolic run up to these higher extensions, including Chainlink, which is a really good buy, really good investment. It could go to the 9,618. It could go to the 11,618. It could hit $500-$600 before it completely tops out and starts another 80 to 90% correction and bear market. That's what I see in the charts. So, yep, you're welcome. I'm happy to do analysis for you. The Warpler. That's a cool name. The Warpler. Sounds like you're going through like space warps or something. I sold all my Matic Polygon too early last cycle, getting only 3x profit. If I just waited a little bit more, I could have had 50x. Don't do the same mistake, guys. Yeah, I agree, Shadow Sun. I think a lot of people, because of the bear market in 2022 and everything, they're going to be thinking in terms of, oh, I better take profits. And in the short term, I think it is a good place to take short-term profits, or at least a portion, and buy back. But in the big picture, I think a lot of people will sell a lot of these coins, like right here. They're going to make the mistake of trying to sell it all off at once. And so it's going to put too much pressure on them psychologically to get the exact top. So a lot of people will sell too early. A lot of people will sell at these, like the 1,618 or the 2,618, before it reaches these higher extensions. The way to get around that is to just scale out. Use multiple sell orders. You don't know which extension it's going to top out at. You know at some point it will top out, because once it's overextended, it's going to top out, right? That's clear, simple, childlike logic. You don't know exactly which extension, so you use multiple orders and you just scale out into these extensions. Then it takes all the pressure off. You don't have to get the exact top. You get a really good average exit, and you might average more like 25x from your average entry and your average exit instead of 3x or 4x. So that's a really good way to kind of get around that. Just scale out into these extensions, you guys. Super simple, but really, really profoundly powerful to do that. So, all right, cool. We are an hour and 22 minutes. What an awesome live stream today, you guys. Should we just go all day? No, I'm just kidding. I've got other stuff to do. Better not live stream all day. Yes, you and DIY investing are so right on Velo. The CEO is a founder of Zelle, connected to Stellar. Jab sits on board of Velo. I did not know that. That's really cool. That Velo is connected with Zelle. That's really cool. All right, cool. Yeah, so awesome. What a good live stream. What a good day. Again, you guys, there's a potential short-term correction, 20-30% in the short term. I'm short right now. I'm planning on buying the dip and picking up as much as I can, because I believe it will be the last good buying opportunity before new all-time highs and before a lot of vertical price action. But if you do look at Bitcoin over here, Bitcoin had like, I don't know how many, it's like 10 or 15, or maybe it's 11. I forgot the exact number. I think it might be closer to 9 or 11. 30% pullbacks between $260 and $20,000. So don't be surprised when the market does a 20 or 30% pullback. There was like 10 or 11 of them in between $280 per Bitcoin and $20,000 per Bitcoin. So just understand those corrections are going to happen the whole way up in the market. But yeah, overall in the big picture, we're super, super bullish. So cool. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you. I appreciate you. I look forward to seeing you guys in future live streams and future videos. Huge thank you for all the support, for all the viewers, all the people that donate to the channel. Sometimes they donate during these live streams. Thank you guys so much for doing that. Thank you for all of the support and for everything that you guys do. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you guys in future live streams. Maybe I'll have to get one of those Santa hats. Everybody's been asking me to wear a Santa hat in my next live stream. Maybe we put the Santa hat on top of the fedora. Who knows? Love you guys. I'll see you guys next stream, next video. And as always, stay profitable out there.